Hello, welcome to Oweleketv News. I am Confidence Oku. Thanks for being with us. Now the news headlines. Nigeria sends 40 buses to evacuate stranded citizens from Sudan. NAFDAC raises alarm over new killer syrup. Moniya Ibadanon on fire as police officers storm garage, destroy vehicles. Police investigate the murder of Enugu APGA Cieftain. Welcome back and thanks for being with us. Now the news in full. Nigeria has begun the evacuation of its stranded citizens in Khartoum, Sudan, with the deployment of 40 luxury buses to take the evacuees to Egypt for airlifting to the West African country. In a series of tweets by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, the exercise started on Wednesday with the transportation of about 500 students. NIDCOM also shared a video showing buses parked in lines and pictures of people in queues, which it captioned, "At the registration point this morning." Yesterday, the Nigeria evacuation team in Sudan received some buses to transport Nigerian students to the nearby Egyptian border in Aswan, before airlifting them to Nigeria. This has been sorted by the country's government through its embassy in Sudan. The evacuation was initially scheduled to start on Tuesday, but did not happen because buses were unable to secure passes to move. Nigeria's Federal Executive Council, FEC, on Wednesday approved $1.2 million for the immediate evacuation. The country's Foreign Affairs Minister, Geoffrey Onyama, after the meeting of FEC, said that the amount will be spent on the hiring of luxury buses that would transport the stranded students from Khartoum to Egypt, from where they will be airlifted. Because of the risks involved and so many other things, a lot of people are going to also take advantage of the situation, seeing how the French convoy got attacked. Onyama added that procuring the buses was difficult, but it had to be done because Nigerian lives matters. Nigerian Foreign Affairs Minister Zubairu Dada also reported that no Nigerian has been killed in Sudan since the conflict broke out on April 15. The evacuation is being done in batches to ensure the safety of all Nigerians, adding that they are very confident that no life will be lost in this exercise, emphasizing that all is well and all are good to go. The Nigerian government has also arranged for security support for the students at the Egyptian border, Dada added. The National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has alerted Nigerians about a dangerous cough syrup called Naturcode. Politics Nigeria reports that the cough syrup, which is reportedly manufactured by Freaking Group, is believed to have caused the death of 6 children at a health facility in the health district of Fundong in the northwest region of Cameroon. According to the Northwest Region of Cameroon Delegate for Public Health, the children showed a decrease in kidney function after using the cough syrup. NAFDAC, in a recent press statement, said the product is not authorized for marketing in Cameroon and was purchased from unauthorized sources. Although the product is not in the NAFDAC database, importers, distributors, retailers, and consumers are advised to exercise caution and vigilance within the supply chain to avoid the importation, distribution, sale, and use of the substandard syrups. The agency reiterated, all medical products must be obtained from authorized or licensed suppliers. The product's authenticity and physical condition should be carefully checked. NAFDAC implores members of the public to desist from purchasing medicinal products from unauthorized sources such as roadside vendors and street hawkers, as fake drugs are mostly smuggled into the country from neighboring countries and distributed through such inappropriate channels. Anyone in possession of the above-mentioned product is advised to discontinue sale or use and submit stock to the nearest NAFDAC office. Pandemonium erupted in the Moniya area in Akinyele Local Council of Ibadanon, Oyo State, on Wednesday as road transport workers accused police officers of invading their park and destroying their commercial vehicles as a result of an incident that occurred between a police officer and a suspect. Politics Nigeria reports that a suspected internet fraudster, popularly known as Yahoo Boy, allegedly killed a police officer on Tuesday. The newspaper gathered that the deceased died during a scuffle with the Yahoo Boy at a stop and search at Moniya. Although there are different accounts of the incident, a source said that the police mistakenly shot himself in an attempt to shoot at the Yahoo Boy, while another said the fraudster killed the police officer. Some road transport workers who voiced their grievances with our reporter alleged reprisal by officers attached to the Moniya police station said 9 of their vehicles were destroyed. According to them, the policemen came with machetes, guns, and other dangerous weapons. A video cited by this reporter showed a victim with deep machete cuts. An eyewitness who spoke in the clip accused the police of the mindless attack. We will now be going on a short break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for being with us. The Commissioner of Police in Enugu State, Ahmed Amani, has ordered the homicide section of the state CID and tactical squads of the command to unravel the circumstances of the murder of Mr. Dons Ude, a chieftain of All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. The commissioner directed that the perpetrators of the heinous crime must be fished out and brought to book within the shortest possible time. This is contained in a statement issued by the State's Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Daniel Ndukwe, on Thursday in Enugu. According to him, the lifeless and decomposing body of the deceased, identified as a 2023 Enugu State governorship election aspirant under the APGA, was found in a bush at 9th Mile Bypass in Udi local government area on April 25th at about 11 o'clock a.m. His lifeless body was found with marks of violence, which strongly suggests that he was murdered. The corpse was evacuated to the hospital where it was confirmed dead and deposited in the mortuary for preservation and medical autopsy by police operatives serving in 9th Mile Police Division of the command. Ndukwe said that the preliminary investigation indicated that the deceased was reported to have been missing since April 22nd at about 4 p.m. when he left his Enugu City home in a white-colored Toyota Highlander Jeep with registration number ENU 800NX to an undisclosed destination. All efforts made to trace his whereabouts proved abortive until his remains were found on the date and location, while the vehicle was later found abandoned and recovered on April 26th at about 10 o'clock a.m. at Ngwo on Old Enugu Road. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN, has lifted its industrial action, which has brought export activities of up to 300,000 barrels of oil per day to a halt across all ExxonMobil locations in Nigeria. Politics Nigeria reports that this decision follows successful mediation efforts by Mele Kyari, the group CEO of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. According to a statement released via Twitter on Thursday morning, Kyari was instrumental in leading negotiations between Pengassan's national president, Comrade Festus Osifo, at the MD. According to a statement released via Twitter on Thursday morning, Kyari was instrumental in leading negotiations between Pengassan's national president, Comrade Festus Osifo, and the MD of Mobil Producing Nigeria, who represented ExxonMobil. The resolution of the conflict marks a significant milestone for the Nigerian oil and gas sector as it restores critical production levels and ensures that the country's economy continues to thrive. And now over to Abuja. President Muhammadu Buhari has arrived at the Nigerian Army Trooping and Presentation of Colors Parade 2023. Buhari, who arrived at Eagle Square, the venue of the parade, at about 10:18 a.m., was accompanied by his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari. The retired Army General was dressed in the ceremonial military uniform and is currently reviewing over 1,000 officers who are on standby on the parade. Daily Trust reports that the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, are in attendance. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Oladayo Amao, Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo. Daily Trust reports that the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, are in attendance. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Oladayo Amao, Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo, Senate President Ahmad Lawan are among the dignitaries in attendance. We will now be going on a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back and thanks for being with us. The Nigerian government has announced that it will take the first step towards the creation of a new state of the nation's military in the coming years, according to a new report released by the Nigerian Ministry of Defense on Wednesday. The military unit was on patrol Monday in the village of Lai, near the town of Damask, not far from the border with Niger, when their vehicle exploded on contact with an improvised explosive device. Babakura Kolo, head of one of the local militias working with the government in the fight against jihadist groups, told AFP. The attack left 5 people dead, according to Kolo, who presumed it was carried out by the Islamic State in West Africa, ISWAP group. The previous night, jihadists attacked Lai, kidnapping 4 residents, including a local chief, and planting the explosive device when they retreated from the area, he added. Details of the attack and its toll were confirmed by a second militia leader, Ibrahim Liman. No jihadist insurgency has been raging for 14 years. Details of the attack and its toll were confirmed by a second militia leader, Ibrahim Liman. No immediate comment could be obtained from the army. A jihadist insurgency has been raging for 14 years in northeastern Nigeria, where the Boko Haram and ISWAP groups control swaths of the country and are ramping up attacks, a major challenge to any newly elected Nigerian president. Last month, 3 soldiers were killed in a bomb blast targeting a military truck near the town of Banki, near Cameroon border. 4 soldiers and 7 civilians were also injured. Fighting between the 2 rival jihadist factions has increased in recent months as the army has stepped up its defense against the groups. Since the start of the Boko Haram rebellion in 2009, the conflict has left more than 40,000 people dead and 2 million displaced in Nigeria, according to the United Nations. Since the start of the Boko Haram rebellion in 2009, The conflict has left more than 40,000 people dead and 2 million displaced in Nigeria, according to the United Nations. The violence has since spread to neighboring Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. Justice Stanley Adekunle Lawal has been sworn in as the substantive president of the Customary Court of Appeal, FCT, by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola. The swearing-in ceremony, which was held in Abuja on Wednesday, saw the CJN admonishing judges and justices heading various courts to be open in public scrutiny as public officers. During his speech, the CJN emphasized the importance of public officers being open to criticism and maintaining good work relationships with their subordinates. Furthermore, the CJN stated that as the head of the court, the bulk stops on the desk of the president and they must be objective in their decisions. He also called on the Justice Lawal to be dispassionate and kind to his subordinates. Justice Lawal, who has been the acting president of the Customary Court of Appeal, FCT, since October last year, took over from Justice Abazi Musa Abubakar, who retired after attaining the mandatory retirement age of 65 years as provided in the Constitution. Now over to Turkey. Tayyip Erdogan has suspended election campaigning after he fell ill during a live TV interview in which the broadcast was abruptly brought to a halt. After a 20-minute break, he returned to say he had serious stomach flu after 2 days of intense campaigning. Mr. Erdogan, 69, is facing his toughest election campaign so far. The main opposition leader, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, has been chosen to run for a group of 6 political parties. He was among a group of opposition leaders to wish the president a speedy recovery. Latest polls suggest a close race between the two men and give Mr. Kılıçdaroğlu a good chance of victory in elections on 14th May, with a possible presidential runoff 2 weeks afterward. President Erdogan initially cancelled 3 appearances in Central Anatolia on Wednesday, saying he had been advised to stay home by doctors. He cancelled his scheduled events on Thursday, including the opening of Turkey's first nuclear power station at Akuyu on the Mediterranean coast. Akuyu's 4 nuclear reactors, largely owned by Russian firm Rosatom, has taken several years to build, and the opening had been timed to coincide with the election. Instead, both Mr. Erdogan and Russia's Vladimir Putin will attend the inauguration online. Several journalists were seated around President Erdogan when he fell ill during the live broadcast on Tuesday evening on pro-government channels, Oweleketv and Kanal. After one of the interviewers asked a question, the camera showed the journalist looking increasingly alarmed before the screen went blank. Eventually, Mr. Erdogan returned to explain that he had earlier considered cancelling the program. Of course, adding that they sometimes encounter such situations amid such busy works. Within hours of the broadcast, speculation appeared on some social media accounts outside Turkey that Mr. Erdogan had suffered a heart attack. Now over to sports. Arsenal FC Under-21 forward Joel Ideho has been invited to the Flying Eagles training camp in Abuja ahead of the 2023 FIFA World Cup in Argentina. The 19-year-old is a former Netherlands youth international in his 3rd season at Arsenal FC after joining from Ajax Amsterdam. An energetic and skillful forward capable of playing anywhere across the front line, Idaho has featured in 60 matches across various competitions, scoring 9 goals and providing 7 assists. He has played as a left winger in 20 matches, a right winger in 8, an attacking midfielder in 2, a centre forward in 1 and a second striker in 1 match. Idaho's stats in the Premier League 2 include 27 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists, and 2 yellow cards in 1,170 minutes played. In the Under-18 Premier League, he made 13 appearances, scored 5 goals, provided 3 assists and played 885 minutes. He also played 10 games in the EFL Trophy, scoring 1 goal and providing 1 assist in 337 minutes. The Flying Eagles are preparing for the Under-20 World Cup, and Idaho's invitation is a testament to his talent and potential. He will join other foreign-based players, including Inter Milan midfielder Ebenezer Akinsamiro and AC Milan wonderkid Victor Eletu. Idaho's versatility, pace and technical ability make him an exciting prospect to watch. The exciting youngster will hope to impress the coaches during the training camp and secure a spot in the final squad for the Under-20 World Cup. And that's all on the news on Oweleketv today. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Nigeria sends 40 buses to evacuate stranded citizens from Sudan. NAFDAC raises alarm over new killer syrup. Moniya Ibadanon on fire as police officers storm garage, destroy vehicles. Police investigate the murder of Enugu APGA Cieftain. You can follow us on our social media handles flashed on your TV screen for all your inquiries and advert. I am Confidence Oko till I come your way again with another heart-thrilling news. Stay safe and thanks for being with us.